All right. So we're going to get started right away here. Today I am wanting to create the upgrade weapon trees for Fog. So we're going to take a look at that right now. All right, over here, let's pull up our Trello board once again. Boop. Last time we created an axe. Right, we haven't animated it though. We worked on, you can pick up weapons, which is really cool. I love how all of that turned out. It feels great to mess with. Looks cool, and pretty much there's no bugs with it right now. Yeah, pretty much, not that I can tell, at least. And then at some point I'm thinking right now about how maybe I want to have like a swap so that you don't have to unequip and equip, but I'm getting ahead of myself. And then this was just, some of the other bugs. Okay, so what my plan was today, where is it? Here it is. This thing right here, it's called an effigy in the game, and it's this fountain of just, I don't know, something like ether, blood, I don't know. And you can upgrade your weapons at it. And so I was thinking about, at some point, I have to animate it. Not sure how that's gonna go. I don't really know how to animate water very well. And this is supposed to be like a fountain from the top down, and I don't know how to like draw all of that, so I'll have to think about that more. But I do want to create the actual like HUD functionality for it, so we can start looking at that today. In terms of how the HUD will actually look, I've drawn it out right here. So it's in my notebook. Gotta pop this guy out, and it has, on one of these pages, it has the whole diagram for, I think, the axe. And again, that's the reason I'm doing the axe right now. It's just the one that I've like brainstormed the most for. It's not necessarily like the first weapon you'll get in the game. Let's see if I can see this. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Anyway, so we're gonna use this as a template. So you probably won't see this very much, and I'll just draw on the screen for now. So anyway, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I think that it would make sense. So let me just show you what we've kind of worked on so far to catch everyone back up to speed. Okay, so yes, we've done scrap right here. It does all the fun stuff. It looks good. Feels nice. I felt like it would be awful to have to, I can walk on this right now, pick up each scrap piece like individually, and so I made it drift toward you. I just like that in games. It looks better. Feels better to play, that is. Okay, and this is our weapon. So, we need to animate the actual image of it, but works fine. Looks good. Has two-handedness. If it's one-handed, it will only have one of those. You click on this, you start dragging it around. If you let go, it goes back. So, piece of cake. Looks super nice. You come over here, this window stays open as long as you are holding this, or if you're mousing over it. In here, this will technically be empty, and then when you drag this into here and you let go, it equips it. We need to scale up this image so it fits, and then now you technically have the axe. And then if you go here and you let go, it will drop the axe, and it drops it right in front of him. So if I like look in this direction, boop, pops it right there. So it feels good. Everything totally works nice. It's lovely. So I'm super happy with how that's turned out. And that's a huge part of the game. That's important. another big part then is going to be all of these upgrades. Obviously, the animations for the attacking and all of that's going to be super important. Also, because it will be like the Soulsborne games, because you will be animation dependent. So when you start an animation, you pretty much won't be able to cancel your attacks. In fact, yeah, I don't know if there's really any attacks that you could really cancel. And so this game is very similar in that style. And so that'll be important to balance later on, but for now, I don't want to draw all the animations and stuff, so we're going to do this. Alright, so you'll click on this. So I guess what we could do right now, and this isn't a bug, technically, what's happening here. This is just because in Unity, technically the game window extends out into here. And so my colliders, if I click on this, technically is like, you can't see it if I do that. Anyway, it's this big box and it moves like off the screen. And so if your mouse is over here, it detects that. Won't happen in the actual game though. Okay, so we want to put on here a, not collectible, but interactable. And this will be fantastic, which is exactly why I created this in the first place. But if we do that, look, our hand shows up and does the thing, which is great. Oh, we should also put it on this. Oh, that's actually fantastic. Yeah, let me do that. Okay, so box collider, and then we go interactable. And basically all that this does is it controls the hand icon. Not a whole lot that it does. There are some other things with dialogue that I can do on this, right here, this script, which is cool. It's awesome. I can put, strings in here, but for now, not very important. Point is, it changes that cursor to a hand. But what we want to put that on as well is on the handed icon. And then we're going to go interactable. And I'm going to change some stuff in here to be... so we're going to go public bool dialogue. Okay, so we already have this dialogue. Maybe we can go like story. And so if it's some story element, like it has lore or it's a person that you can talk to, it will trigger all of this. So otherwise, it won't do any of this. We also are probably going to have to change all of this code to our raycasting code that we did before. Which might be a little annoying, so I'm gonna mentally take a break for a second to prepare for that. I have some stuff that I can check out real quick. Yeah. Huh. All right. Cool. Just some work-related things, actually. It's good news, though, which means I can do more of this, which is awesome. Always a good sign. Okay. Now that I've mentally prepared myself to undertake this horrific task of doing raycasting, I still don't want to do it. But you can only take a break for so long, right? Okay, so let's hop over here. Maybe here, actually, I'm already losing track of what I need to do, so let me throw everything into a Trello board. Okay, so change interactable, is it interactables to ray casting logic, and then I want to do crap, what was the other thing? Adding weapon slash effigy bulls to interactable. How do you spell interactable? Is it not a word? Interactable. How did I mess up the spelling on this one? Interactable. It just doesn't know that that's a word. And it thinks it's not plural. Okay, that's... And also raycasting. Yeah, I like Brave Browser sometimes. Sometimes it's just weird. Okay. So we're going to put that up here. And we're going to do this one first, because, again, I don't want to deal with the raycasting right now. So we'll do that in a second. I can only postpone it for so long. Okay. So, interactable. We have story. I can honestly get rid of all this crap. We don't really need it. Readable. I don't even know what that's for. Okay, so let's go. Weapon. Public bool effigy. And we'll roll with that. So if it's a weapon, and you click on it, for now I'm just gonna put all this stuff down here because we're not touching this yet. So if story, then we do this. Otherwise, if effigy, and technically we don't need to do anything about the weapon because the other weapon script handles all of that, and so yeah, not a big deal. Yeah, I'm already thinking of all sorts of things I could do. For now, let's just not worry about it. I should write that idea down though. I want to make it so the hand closes when you press down on weapons. Okay, that's gonna happen like way later though. Handed for yeah. Okay, I got yeah. We can't deal with that yet. Okay, so effigy, it will do a number of things. It will show HUD, freeze game, potentially. Maybe it just freezes the fog. I don't know. Sets some variable to do something so that things don't do anything. Maybe. Oh, technically, every time you use the effigy, you take damage. So that's also in there. That's pretty good. So deal damage to player. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so we'll just have it do the thing. For now, it's not going to freeze the game. Doesn't need to. Yeah, not a big deal. Okay. I am going to use this as a placeholder for the HUD, so that it shows up. This is not centered. Okay, so let's do that for now. It looks a little weird, but the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that this appears above all of the other HUD elements, which if we do like, I don't know, 50, that should put it pretty much nice and above everything. And I don't want it to be above these clouds right here, so hopefully that sticks around. And then we have yeah, so this will be effigy upgrade menu. This will technically have to be part of Keegan's HUD. So this will be in the camera. And we'll go like that. So that will follow him around just so the camera doesn't do wonky stuff. I think we give it a tag. Yeah, we'll probably have to give it a tag of like effigy HUD. We do that. Go here. Effigy HUD. And how the effigy code will work, close that out, is it will grab, here, let's put it like this. So we'll do a private effigy HUD. No. Is it really not? Okay, yeah. Just a game object then. Effigy HUD, and during awake it will go if effigy, because otherwise it doesn't matter. Then this particular script will store a game object, find with tag, and it will be effigy HUD. Then when we show HUD, all that we do is just, we'd go, what is it, set active? Or do I have to go like this? Set active true, right? Okay. And that's when you interact with it. And I guess we'll have code on the effigy HUD for like backing out, and then you'll be like, okay, close out, and then it will set the activity to false. So all that we need to do is see if this shows it. Pretty much that should work. I don't really see anything wrong with that. So let's make that weapon, and then we make the effigy, rename that real quick, just effigy. And then we make this not active, and then we see if it works. So there are a couple things that I'm thinking about, which is, by the looks of it, you're able to interact with things pretty much all the way across the map. You know, you can interact with this even if I'm all the way over here. And I do think that there should be a certain range where you can only interact with things like around here. But yeah, mouse is looking good. Cursor's amazing. Love that. Makes the game so fun. I will have to change that so it's like a closed hand though when you click down, because that looks nice. Or it could honestly go back to the dot. That could be cool. But we do that. Come here. Boom. Well, oh, see? So that's kind of nice. If we go over here, it just has a dot on there. And that's because it's interacting with this, and so it's covering up this thing. And that has to do with the raycasting logic that we haven't added yet. Okay, so boom, click on that. Null reference. Oh no, that's not good. Effigy HUD. Should be correct, right? Effigy HUD. 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 If effigy, yeah. Effigy HUD. There should be an object in there. Alright, let's, thought I could be sly and just do a private variable, but we'll have to do public so I can analyze it. I'm gonna grab my water real quick. It's just over here. Got it. Okay, so what's up with this? It has nothing. What? How does it have nothing? Does it have to be active for it to grab it? Effigy HUD. Yeah, that's... And then, like, Okay, let's try that. Set it active. See what happens. Okay, now it grabs it though. So it literally doesn't work if it's not active? Okay, and then what? This isn't working either now. What? That's insane. Do I have to grab this? Yeah, now it works. That's lame. Okay, well. Alright, so here's what we can do. Create a child object. That one has everything. So this will be like background, and it will have the sprites, and it'll be basically everything. And then, well, here, we'll go call it the wrapper, and then we create empty in there, and then we go background and all that fun stuff. And I'm gonna delete it again. Okay, last time. Here we go. This way, what I do is I leave this object activated, and then I deactivate this one, and I remove this tag, and I remove it on this. So then it grabs this object, and then instead of turning that object on, we turn its child on. So, gotta look up how to do that real quick. Unity get first child of transform. I don't know. Something like that. Transform.get child returns a transform, or is it a game object? Transform. Transform. Okay. So, dot get child. Oh, man. Dot game object dot get child. Dot transform dot get child. Dot game object get child 0 dot game object. Is that how that works? Okay. So that gets this is crazy, man. Programming is nuts. Okay, so this gets us our, I think, the right object here. So let's give it a shot. Making sure our music is all working out correctly. Okay, so if we look here, we should have wrapper as our object. Perfect. So then if we click on this, boom, got it. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. So then from here, I mean, that's the bulk of the actual like code part. So all that we need to do, so we add weapon booleans, yeah. Okay. So let's do the raycasting thing now. All that we have to do, and this is important, so it matters, unfortunately. I am actually going to go ahead and create a layer for like everything, because like I mean, there's a few layers. These are important to have separated out, though, I feel like. So let's go. Let me think. Because maybe I don't want to call it weapon pickup. Because if there's a weapon in the effigy, the way that I'm having everything work right now is it all has its own layer. And so it only checks weapons. And then the weapon script only checks the weapons layer. and the effigy script only checks the effigy layer. And that's really nice because it disregards everything else. The problem is if you have them overlapping, there are some instances in which I actually do want to distinguish. And then that gets into a whole conversation about priority and, you know, because do we want the effigy to render over the weapon or the weapon? Like, I don't know. So we gotta figure that out. But I think we're gonna go interactable with an A. And then weapon menu is important. Although again, we do want that to be over the weapons layer. We're not gonna mess with it beyond that. Yeah, I'm leaving that as is. Whatever. Okay, so this guy, we want it to be, I mean, fairly large, you know. In fact, I actually probably will do a circle collider as a trigger for the interaction, and then another one for the actual collision. Crazy coughs. Okay. Okay. Yep. So for this one, yeah, all right, let's do our raycasting stuff. So, the stuff that we need: layer mask. Boop. So that is where it's looking. Honestly, yeah, if there's a person standing nearby to the effigy. Here's the problem with having the code check for each layer separately, is that if they overlap, it will do both code simultaneously. So you'll click on the effigy and pick up a weapon and talk to someone all in one click, and it needs to pick one of them. So that's why we need to actually combine these. We just want to separate out things like the scrap, or like the player's hitbox, or the HUD menu hitbox, because that shouldn't cover up certain things, or an enemy's hitbox. You know, you should still be able to pick up a weapon if they're over it. So those we need to separate out. But this one, all of the interactables I think need to be combined, because it forces this code that we're about to write to only pick one of those objects to do. Okay. So that is good. That's cool. And what we want is our code in here. Okay, so we're gonna copy this real quick. And we are going to just change a couple things here. Okay, so let's think about this. Interactable. Hit on layer. Does it. We're hovering over something. Okay, so this is important. So this right here is our mouse enter. Okay, so we start doing this. If mouse enter, all this stuff. Otherwise, mouse exit, we have this block of code. Else is this block of code here. Okay, cool. So otherwise, none of this. Okay, and then we need to, create our entered boolean right here. And I'm going to make it private because we do not need to be looking at that all the time. Okay, so that's good. I can also set that to private now since it works. Okay. Drag. Don't need that code. Yeah, don't need that code. And then if mouse up. Yeah, that doesn't matter for a lot of stuff with the interactables. It'll be mouse down. So this will be main mouse code. So all of our interact stuff goes into here. We can get rid of that. And then otherwise, okay, so then what this does is, okay, we're hovering over something interactive at all. Now we want to go, okay, is it this particular object? If it is, then we do all this stuff. Otherwise, we're still hovering over something. So we need to set, okay, well, if we've entered this object, which means like we're hovering over it, but then all of a sudden we go from hovering over it to hovering over a different interactable, and they're overlapping, so there's no gap in between them. Then we need to immediately set this one to entered false, so we're not hovering over it anymore. And then we don't need any of this either, because, yeah, that's just other code. Okay, cool. Then in here, this is, we're not hovering over anything at all. All right, well, so if we've been hovering over it and we go to not, we need to set the mouse to 0, set that to false, and then we don't need that code because that's for the other thing. So honestly, I think this should work. And here's the other thing that we need to do. Weapons, we can start layering all of this. So technically weapons, yeah, they should be, I don't know what kind of priority they should have, but I actually do think that the effigy should have slight priority over everything else. And so I would put it at like negative, I don't know, 5 or something, just so it appears over the weapons, it appears over the player. Yeah, and then that way it should force priority weapon versus effigy. Okay, so let's give that a shot real quick, see how our code works out. Technically that the handed icon shouldn't do too much, but it's this thing right here. And that worked. That worked solid. Wow. That's incredible. Okay, so that code totally works. So the big thing now that we want to do is we are going to create a box collider that sits over the entire menu, or the entire screen, that will be layer interactable. You know what? Yeah, we should put it on this guy, actually. So let's do that real quick. And then let's edit this. Okay, so actually that's pretty darn good. Pretty much where we want it to be. And what this does, assuming that we place it in front of like the effigy, say. So maybe the effigy shouldn't be that far forward, but like, yeah, I don't know, -2. And then we set this to be, set the whole wrapper to like -5. And now everything in the menu will sit over the top of that. Oh, hey, yeah, what's up? Youth group. Have fun at youth group. I didn't realize you were heading down already. It's so early. Alright, yeah. So I'm setting up some menu stuff right now. And let's see how that looks. So technically, if I put this on, yeah, the interactable layer, it doesn't have any interactable code. So it won't look like we can interact with it, but it should block everything else. So I shouldn't be able to like click on the axe, for instance, which I should do this so I can keep track of that. Okay, so we can click on the axe right now. Click on this. Oop, hang on. He like pushed Keegan out of the way because this needs to be a trigger, which basically means it's like empty. Yeah, last week, 5:15. Wow, I thought it was like 5:30 that you had to be down there, but all right. Have fun. Should be cool. Okay, and then if I've done this correctly, I should click, and this box should not move. Look at that. That's nice. Okay, that's awesome. So what that means is I can add menu items here now, and the game will just work. I'll also have to make it so that Keegan can't move because I'm walking around right now. But anyway, awesome. Totally what we wanted, and that is working out excellently. Okay. So we got raycasting logic changed, effigy, menu. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to pop over onto my other screen here. Let's do this one. And let's go ahead and draw some boxes and stuff. So we want to kind of imitate, like, I don't know, this aspect ratio, something like this, because that's kind of 16:9, and let's just, so that I don't mess anything up, let's save this as HUD menu, or no, effigy. Yeah, thanks. It's been going good. Haven't been doing as much as I'd hoped, but we're just staying consistent with it. Okay, so that is quarter size. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so let's start drawing on here. Okay, so we probably will use something like this color in here. So I am a fan of all of this. I am gonna try to kind of blot out a lot of this if I can. Oh man. It's on the wrong screen. Why is it doing that? Every time I forget. Okay, is it working now? There we go. Okay. Oof. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of cover up a lot of this. Might not look amazing, but I love the texture on all of this right here, and I want to try to kind of keep it as much as I can. Why did it do that? Man, what is happening right now? None of my buttons are working correctly. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. Let's go blur. Yeah, I'll do something like that for now. Okay. Okay, and actually, here. Let's take the whole image and like flip it. Just to get some more variety. Okay, okay, okay. So we are good now. Yeah, okay. I like that. So how this will work is up here we will have whatever name of the weapon, you know, something like that. It will have a little icon, so whoop. And then it will have the active attacks that you have selected, and I'm debating having up to either 2 or 3. I'm not sure how many I'm gonna do, so we'll have to change that later. Yeah, over here it doesn't look like there's too much that I'm gonna do. Maybe I could have some sort of kind of like menu right here that just gives you like information. But the big thing is in the middle. This is where your upgrade trees will be, so let's try to get that. Actually, I could copy this over and over, do something like that. Okay, there we go. Okay. So then these will all be locked until you've upgraded the previous row. So you'll start off with only this attack available. Then you'll get to choose which one of these you want, and then depending on if you pick this one, these options will disappear, and then you'll only be able to upgrade either one of these two, which I think is really cool in my opinion, because like, so this one you'll always be able to pick no matter what, but these will be kind of like a specialized, like, I don't know, maybe you go from like the normal axe to some whatever hit, and then maybe this one is like this like really focused powerful attack, whereas this one is this more kind of like AoE attack. And so then it would make sense if like the specialized version of that was like an even bigger, more powerful AoE or something like that, because then you're kind of going down that pathway. And so it's just again, one of those things where it's like every part of this game is really cool because it's all like choice driven, down to even like literally how you play the game, not just the story, which I think is really cool. I love it. Okay, and honestly, this does not need to be parameterized. Like, I could draw in the names, because there's only going to be so many weapons in the game. It's not like there's 200. So I could write in every single name. But after that, I do want, when you hover over them, I was going to have this kind of like floating menu pop up, but that actually might be hard to read, and that's where I was thinking like maybe a window right here actually is better. And then this shows you like attack like name, other stats, whatever. And that pops up there. Okay. That all feels pretty good. Let me come in here a little bit more and just kind of try to box some of these off. And we're obviously going to finalize these at some point, but right now we're just trying to get the kind of like prototype version of the game running. Because once we do that, we can start really working on this game, and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so whoop. Awesome. Yeah, looks good. And then these will be like your main and then your secondary attack right there. Okay, cool. So I've had a lot of these ideas for a while now, and kind of getting to put it all together now for the first time is really cool. Yeah. So let's see how all of this looks put in right here. So instead of the title screen, we want let's go to UI. What was this for? Oh, right. Okay, this is for your empty inventory slots. I don't know if I've used it yet though. Okay, so we'll put him there, and let's see. Or actually, wait a minute. He's not supposed to have a sprite renderer. It's this guy. Okay, so we want to put him here and make this like 2x2. Is all of this scaled appropriately? Okay, there we go. In fact, looks like we want to shrink it down a little bit. Probably want to go 0, 0. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, let's give this a shot. Okay, so we click on this. Boom. Axe menu pops up. Honestly, if I get rid of this, yeah, this is cool. This feels nice. So you'll have a menu that pops up here based on your attacks as you like click on them, and then you'll be able to upgrade it or something like that. And then of course it should show you your how much scrap and fuel you have. So those will have to show up somewhere. But anyway, yeah, this is great. And then we up here have to have some sort of exit button. For now, let's just create a I have an idea real quick. Hang on. So if we created a object and we called it exit menu, and then we go interactable. If we go public bool exit menu, why would it autocorrect a transfer function? I don't even know what that is. Menu parent. Okay, what this will do in here is, if it's an exit menu button, it'll interact super similarly to everything else, except that now it will set. Does it have to be the game object? Ah. Come on. Okay. False. Awesome. Okay, so it'll set its, anyway, whatever object, so it's right over here, the parent object right here, it'll just set this to false. And so if you click on this button, which, if I go like this, and then we have to go put this one on interactable, not weapon menu, box collider, gizmos, and then we put this one over, I don't know, like here. Make it extra wide or something, I don't know. But if you click here, it'll close the menu. Now the thing that we have to be careful about is we want to, why does that like freeze the whole game when I right click? Since the wrapper has this big box collider around the whole thing, we just have to make sure that this one is in front of it. And so we just pop it out by like, I don't know, -1. And so then all of the other menu buttons will be like that, which is really cool. And then, yeah, we can do all sorts of stuff with this, with the interactable script now. Because I can create interactable buttons for each one of these, and like this, and like all of it. So that's great. But for now, let's see how that works. And it should, technically, I think, right? That's so cool. All right, have fun at youth group. Yeah. Have a good time. Yeah, this is so cool. So we click on this, we have our menu, and then we can click on this and close it, and it all works perfectly. And like, you know, if I come over here, and this way the effigy is right there, right where I'm clicking, but I click right here. Yeah, it doesn't reopen the effigy. Like there are no problems with this. Which is exactly how it should be working. You know, I mean, this can open, but we don't see it, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so obviously there are some ways that we could break this, but for now. Woo! This is actually really good. Okay. So here we are. Let me pop it over on this screen. Boom and boom. Okay. So I feel happy saying that we've created the effigy. We need to do a whole lot more with it, but for now, that is good. Okay, so some other things that we could work on. So we need to technically add the equipped weapon to the HUD weapons script. What that means is right here. These variables need to be set to our weapon when we pick it up, because right now they don't. So pretty easy. And the reason I'm doing that is really cool. Because if we pop into here and we, because we have our HUD weapons technically, so all we need to do is just add it to this variable here. But we take our HUD weapons, let's see. So yeah, when equipped is true, we need to go, let's go if, we can do all sorts of stuff later with this, but if HUD weapons, right, because it's HUD weapons, Okay, cool. If HUD weapons dot weapons 0, and in fact, I'll do that. So if you don't already have a weapon, and there's more logic that we have to do with this later on, all sorts of stuff gets really complicated. For now, if you don't have a weapon, then we go weapons equals this. It makes it grab this particular script. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have it print already have a weapon. I was going to make it so it sets it into the second slot, but we have to do a lot more with like two-handedness and whatnot. So that's the other thing that I want to add into here, is we have to go says attack info, but we need to actually keep track of public bool two-handed. And this knocks off two things on our to-do list. Okay, so the other thing then is when we unequip it, so equipped equals false, which only shows up here. Maybe I should go real quick. I should go void equip, and then this will go bool on if on else. Okay, so if we're equipping, we do this. So we go equip true. Maybe I could go equip, just go T. Okay, otherwise we basically do the opposite. So all we have to do is where equipped is false, we just go equip false. Okay, and then that does basically the opposite. So over here we have to set equipped equal to false, and then we have to go HUD.weapon 0 equals this, which means it is this current weapon. Then we go it equals null now. Otherwise, if it's in the second slot, then we do that. And then I'm going to put this in here. If something goes really wrong, weapon not recognized in HUD weapons. I'm putting that in there for me in case later on there's some weird issue, because that would be bizarre. And I feel like that wouldn't happen, but you never know. Okay, so equip false, equip true. For now, yeah, let's just roll with this. Okay. So what that lets us do is we add equipped weapon, and then we add a handed boolean. So if it's two-handed or single-handed. Okay, and then we need to scale up the icon when it's in the menu, which is cool. Okay, so first off, let's check to see if in here we add the weapon or not. And that is all that matters. Okay, so we're checking for this right here. That should change when I do this. And it does. So it puts it right here. And then if I pull it out, it goes away. And then I want to try this. If I swap them, and that is now in the second slot, if I pull it out, it gets rid of it. Put it back in, puts it in the first slot. Okay, awesome. Awesome, that's incredible. The other thing that I really wanted to check is if we have 2 axes, right? And hang on, I need to duplicate it on here. Okay, so we have 2 axes. They're both largely identical. Oh, in fact, wait a minute. Why does it look like I have 3 axes now? Okay. Duplicated and axe. Right there. Perfect. So we should be able to look at both of them. Identical, right? Boom, boom. Ah, okay, so now we're starting to see some issues. That's good. That's really important to see. Okay. So for this one, on mouse down, it can't just be this dot name. It has to be this, like this transform. Like it has to be this identical transform. And if it is, then we do all this stuff. If it's not, entered has to be false for both of them. So honestly, like, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna be really confused, because what probably was happening is handed icon. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, so over here, handed icon has the same name for both of them, and this is the object that actually has the collider on it. So both times it's going, oh, handed icon, so that's me, handed icon, but they're both doing that. Now I've made it so that it only checks if it's literally like the machine code identity, like variable, like stored in the memory, exact same variable. Otherwise it won't grab it. Okay. So then what we want to see is if I equip one, it should put it here, you know, and I can unequip it. But if I equip the other one, I already have a weapon. Okay, so it doesn't let me do it right now. Oh, and then error, weapon not recognized, because I don't have it. I'm not holding it. And so if I've let it go then... Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, actually, let me check something real quick. Does it throw that error code every time I let go? Oh, so every time I let go. Yeah, because it's like, okay, am I getting rid of this? Well, there's nothing to get rid of. That's interesting. Okay, interesting. Okay, so far this honestly all looks like it's working really, really well. Super happy with all of that. That's all come together, and then we have our effigy upgrade menu. So that's cool. Click on this, yeah, boom, got everything. And then obviously we can't click on anything else while this is happening. So only thing we can do is click on that, which closes all of it out. Yeah, that's so cool. And then here we'll be able to upgrade stuff. Okay. I am going to hop back to our main level, because it's a little more fun to play around in, if I can find it. Because I like this. It's fun. This is just kind of a fun game now. I like the running around stuff. That's so cool. Like, honestly, this really feels nice. It's so fun. I'm such a fan of this. Like, this is great. Yeah. I have a feeling people probably won't be, like, running like this very often. You'll probably be full sprinting most of the time. But it should actually change depending on if you're holding a weapon or not. So I'm not quite sure. Okay, so then the other thing, too, is I really want to do that angled walking direction, because this looks weird. This looks good. But right here, this is weird. And this area between forward and sideways, right here on this line, we need to have a different sprite that comes in. But it's cool because you walk this way and he stops sprinting if you go sideways. Yeah, it freaking feels fun to play. Like, I'm literally getting sidetracked just having fun playing this. That's so cool. Okay, and then these are all technically story, have to be on the interactable layer, have to have interactable checks. Yeah, that's so cool. And then we gotta make the menu, or not the menu, but the camera pick that up. Okay, so I'm going to head back to the arena, and I'm going to apply all of this. That should actually make this work now, because the prefab is the same. And then if we hop over to these guys, I should see them. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, and then this, if I don't touch anything, it just goes, which is cool. I did accidentally click on that twice. Oh, wait, that's an issue. What's up with that? Ah. See, this is important. Can't do name. Can't do name right here. Has to be this dot transform. Yeah, wow. That's cool. That's cool. What a cool little piece of code right there. Okay. So, if I hop over here and look at this guy, boom, thick cloud of fog. Seems to be rolling in. Hop over here, click on this guy, another shrub. This one, organic shrub. It's just the one. Okay, cool. And then I should make it so that you can't click on other objects while you're walking around there. Okay. Yeah, this is incredible. I'm so happy with how the game is turning out. I'm so happy with how it all looks. Profiling, I will have to kind of mess with that at some point. Yeah, but for now, like, dang, dude. This is a cool looking game. Okay, cool. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it for now. We actually did quite a few things. Very happy with it. Want to do this. Maybe I could do some animation and stuff. Honestly, I would like to do some attacking animations too, but for now, this is all I'm going to work on, all I have time for. And I'll see you guys next time. So thanks for tuning in. And I'll be back hopefully. I actually won't be able to stream until next week. So anyway, until now, or until then, I'll see you guys next time. All right. Thanks.